don't think I've put this video up yet, but I've got the bypassed Y and Saigerized bypass there. So that's where we're going to hook into with this hose right here. Of course, we're going to put it through the door first when I can get it to unhook, because I did do a video on those two portholes. So on my Butlers, I run 2.5-inch hose, and I even have the hose actually live yet on my Butlers, but that's a special hub through the center. That's 2.5, so I can do this. They make it also for 2-inch, and you can do this bypass. But here's the bypass, and I run these here T-plugs that are, oh my goodness, Shaw plugs. That's what they are, Shaw plugs, that I put in there. So now this reel is live again. All right. What I do is I'll take off 25 or 50 or whatever hose, and I'll just put it on there and then stick this plug into that 2.5-inch hose. So I don't have to take it all off the reel, because otherwise it's live and Butler will do that. But they've done a bypass and it's really nice. So on the baby Butler, we don't have one of these bypasses. Now they make really fancy, but we're gonna put one on. Unfortunately, my Butler is dirty today from being out on the run, but that's where that feeds for. That's a Y splitter in the back there. So it's still live in the center of that reel on the big hose, and or it's live going down there. So if I gotta use one, I plug that one, say, or I gotta plug that, which is the hose. So that's the Y splitter, which is awesome, really love it. But baby Butler didn't come with 2.5-inch hose reel, so we just used 2.5 from a filter box going right that direction and out, and I'm gonna hook up now on that front panel hookup. Here's the baby Butler. I mounted a rear waste cleanout back here, right in the back corner here. It's kind of working for us. Some people it doesn't work. Some people will run it up there and then crawl in, or it'll be up there in the basket. Now, what we've done is running from the waste tank, coming to the suction, back to this Butler box. Really nice filter. Then it's running from here, going to the front. That's where we hook into. But this thing falls on the ground. The guys never put it up properly. As you can see, we don't have one of those Y bypasses here, which would be great. Thought about, anyway, I'm putting it in a 2.5-inch hose reel, but I haven't. So they just use it as a bypass. Let me show you the front again. I got this van and system repossessed out of Kentucky with low hours, low miles. So essentially I bought the van really cheap, and I got a free Butler. That doesn't happen every day. So anyway, here's the bypass right here. I've just got it clamped on here right now to show the position. Otherwise, this is where that hose is coming from, the filter box. I'm gonna take and hook it in the back here. So then this year, I don't have any more problems with the guys, you know, leaving that hose throw on the ground and it sucks up a rag or something, which is just awful. So we'll just show you, it's simple. 4 bolts, we're gonna just drill it in the pattern. 4 bolts there, I'll mark it, and we'll get it going. So Butler's designed it to sit pretty well on here, and there's these plastic grommets here, so it'll sit on that. That doesn't spin. This here part spins, but this doesn't. So I'm just gonna take this apart, but it's just to show you what it's like. And again, I'll just get in these holes here, and I might even use that as a guide to drill in to the back plate, which is similar to this plate. So this is held on the back side with a metal collar here. See that? I've got it loose, intentionally spinning. And then on the front, that just screws into it. So let me just take this off a second. Of course, that's gonna fall down and fall out. See, told you. And that's the hole it goes into, and that's what that threads into. Here's what that other side looked like. That's screwed in here. Of course, you screw on the other plastic part that we just took off. That's it. Back side there, you can see 4 bolts. All we gotta do is drill, 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 drill. I'll mark it and I'll pop that off and I'll drill those out. Simple as grabbing a marker, felt tip marker, get it in the center of the hole. I'll do it on the bottom one too, which of course you're gonna have a difficult seeing this inside one. Trust me, I'm doing it. Okay, let's see how that turned out. Again, I'm doing it one-handed, so this will be interesting. You know it's gonna fall. You just know it is. Ha, I got lucky. All right, so there are my 4 drill points. That's what I'm going for. It's okay on the back side here. Gives plenty of room here so I can still get the nuts on, because I gotta get some lock washers and some nuts on the back here. So I gotta make sure we got plenty of room, or I might have to move it forward, which as I'm looking here, it's a little tight there. I might just take and pop this forward, reposition it. I'm gonna wipe those off and do that. All right, I'm just gonna spray on this rag here, some of this cleaner, a little pss, 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 and I'm gonna go wipe that off. There, now we won't get the wrong spots. Okay, I pulled it a little more forward, that way split the difference a little bit better. I knew I had to drop it at some point. So now I feel better about the locations, so I'm gonna have plenty of room on the back side for the nut and the washers. Better placement. So that's what it comes with. Some carriage bolts, get it to focus. So they're not very long, and the carriage bolt is gonna go from the side that you're gonna see me drilling through in a washer, a lock washer, and a nut on the back side too to hold it, which you won't see. I think these are 1/4 inch also. We'll find out. So the 1/4 inch is going in there fairly well, and there's still a little bit of room, but I'm gonna start with the 1/4 inch. I think that's what I did last time. Of course, you can go bigger, hard to go smaller. This has got a pointy guide on it, let's hope. Otherwise, I'd give it a tap. And I am doing this and holding the camera, of all things. Which I'm gonna need 2 hands, just to be honest. So, you hopefully know how to drill a hole. Boy, I could use it. That's a brand new bit. That ain't doing diddly squat. That's because it's pointy. I'm gonna maybe make the pointy point and then go get a real drill bit to get going on that. Yep. Oh yeah, that's what's going on. I don't know if my camera recorded that or not, but anyway, I hopefully got a real drill bit. I just broke a drill bit off in there. I don't know if I got that on video. Who knows? I'm trying to fix 2 Butlers right now while I'm doing this too. Online, people messaging me, and I keep walking them through things. That's kind of a day around here. Oh yes, one-handed. Lean into it, Mark, lean into it. Plus my battery's probably gonna go dead. Oh yeah, baby. You know how to do this, right, guys, gals? Can't just say guys, because I got gals out there too that follow us and are carpet cleaners. Oh yeah, metal shavings. Kind of looks like my knee right now. It's all falling apart. Okay, so there are your 4 holes drilled. But before you get too carried away, you might want to get rid of these metal shavings that are all over in the freshly vacuumed van for this video too. All right. Under there. All you need to do is put your hand on there or your knee. All I need is a little more metal in my knee. Not. I need a new knee. Get all of that. Oh yeah, we'll make it good. All right, I got one just started in the bottom. Well, again, so with one hand I can show you, I'm just installing these carriage bolts into place. Yeah, one-handed is not the easiest thing to be doing here. So anyway, I'll get her through there. You get that carriage bolt pushed through there. That's what you do. Sometimes you might have to give her a little encouragement to seat those in because those carriage bolts will stick out, or you might also have to just go a little larger drill bit on the outside, but I got these through. I can get that on there now. So what we're putting on is a washer, then a lock washer, and then the nut. And don't over tighten it, because you'll just break them. Trust me, I know, I've done it. So I couldn't get the lock washer started here right away, so I've just put on the washer and a nut. I'm gonna try to suck that in a little bit more. You can see I got quite a space there. Or with it hooked up there, I'll give her a little more encouragement. Come on, Mr. Flashlight. Will you please behave? Somebody make me a flashlight that actually stays in places. Golly, I hate these things. Take my frustration out right now on the flashlight. On you. That ain't doing diddly. All right, I'm gonna give it a few little love pulls. I don't know if this is gonna work. I don't like how it's feeling. It may be sinking in, but if I got enough room just for that lock washer now. I'll tighten that and see if I can't get the lock washer on there too. All right, so I've been monkeying around and said, what the heck? Let's go for it. I'll throw a different bolt in if it doesn't work. And by luck, it's sucking it in. Now, after a lot of encouragement and a few words and a few more encouraging words with the Tonnet Harding motivator. Well, I'm 2 for 4. So this one here, I couldn't even start with a washer. I just started pulling this through with the nut. Took that off, threw a washer on, pulled it through again, took it off, put on the lock washer, pulled it. And so far I'm doing okay. 2 to go. All right, now I can get the lock washer on it too. I'll back it off, throw the lock washers on and be done. All right, so this is the hose coming from the back from my waste tank. This is where the suction's gonna come from. So you're gonna just ram that thing into that hose. That's 2.5 there, or the 2-inch, or you can put a connector on there if you wanted to for some reason, which I don't know if I will, but I'm gonna ram it in there for now and hook this to the front, which will go in there like that. And then that piece screws on the front of it. You get it? Sure. All right, I also put some Teflon tape on it, so when it comes in the side, I took it off, it's gonna be easier handling. Put it on that side, and then we'll just screw this thing on. You think I'm gonna have any luck with that? I really doubt it. Nope, it's a two-handed job. Okay, you can see it's on there, it's screwed on there tight. That's the front where you would take and hook your hose onto there. Or for me, I'm gonna mount a connector on there since I use a cuff type connector. So I'm gonna mount that on there and tighten that down, and then I just screw my hose connectors onto that too. But in the back here, we're gonna take the big hose and ram it on there. To get that to go on there easier, you might have to give her a little more encouragement. Heat it up, maybe even take and apply like some WD-40 on that end there. Get that end of that hose softened up, and then get her on there. But I'm gonna also put some WD-40 on it too. Heat her up, baby. Starting to get hot in here. Oh, this is awkward, 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 one-handed. There we go. See? Again, two-handed, and go to town on it. Okay, there it is. I'm also gonna throw a hose clamp on there anyway, because you know how technicians can be. Brady. Okay, those of you with regular cuffs would just slip them right on there. Would just slip onto there, and that's where your suction comes from. Me, I use a special cuff. Some of you might do, so there's a cuff starter that goes on there. And of course, I'm just gonna clamp that on as well, and I'm gonna be done. We'll be in business. So here we just take it off the hose. He didn't wind that up very good. Get to the first cuff end. There it is. Break it loose. Hook it up. There's where your suction is now. Easy. So if you do have a Y splitter in the back, so you would either flog off the rest of this hose on here, so the suction, of course, you don't have the big opening, and or if you're using everything on the reel, that is if you had the Y splitter, then that's where you would put that T-plug just to block it off, so then everything on the reel would be live. But that's not how we have this set up, but that's how I have all my other vans set up. Now, because really this isn't live, I was just showing you that's how I would do it if this reel was live. You don't need a connector in there. So, that's the setup.
All right, setting up here. We need about, what, three sections of hose, 2.5 inch. I'm gonna pull it all out, pull out what we need. One more section here. that there. Open the porthole. Shove it in through there. Hook it up there. Plug off the live reel. You're good to go.